Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Daniel Hood Roofing. You know Daniel. You've seen him today. Free roof inspections, roof replacements, roof repair, gutter repair. They do all that. Free roof inspections. Don't imply free for the rest of that stuff, if that's the way it sounded. But inspections, replacement, repair, gutter repair, they do it all with hundreds of 5-star Google reviews and testimonials galore on their website. If you're looking for a roofer with a top track record, look no further than Daniel Hood Roofing. Call now. Erica is waiting by the phone, waiting to hear from you. Call them, visit them online, danielhoodroofing.com. Okay, let's take a look at a video back from 2003. That was the first year of the Sports Source.
Yeah.
We did the Sports Source. We did that first year. We did a morning show pregame, and then we did a postgame show that night. And I remember watching that game. Tennessee was trailing 3-0 down there. Right before the half, they try the Hail Mary. James Banks pulls it in. Casey Clausen, the Gator killer, the only Tennessee quarterback to win in the Swamp since the Tennessee Vols have gone to division play, which is remarkable. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and put up some stats to show you this. Vols at the Swamp. Now, went to division play in 1992, so you've been down there every other year. A lot of losses. You are 2-13 in those 15 previous games. But here's the thing. If you look over there on the right, so many people, you're like, well, Florida's always good. It's tough down there. 7 of those 15 times that you've been to the Swamp, Tennessee finished with a better record than Florida. So it's not just, well, you go down there and lose to a better team. No, Tennessee just finds a way to lose at the Swamp. I know it makes our Kentucky viewers mad when I always talk about, I don't think Kentucky can beat Tennessee. They always find a way to lose. It's the same thing here. Tennessee finds a way to lose in Gainesville for some reason. 7 times out of 15, you were left with a better record and still lost down there. I want 3 reasons that this year's going to be different. Give me 3 reasons why Tennessee will go to the Swamp and win. And let's see if we can come up with 3 reasons. Because here's the thing. If I'd asked you before the Virginia game in a season preview, we'd had 15 reasons. Yeah. Bob, what do you got? I'm making you start.
Just cause.
That's good. Perfect. Just cause.
I'll tell you what. I will say Tennessee will go down there and win because of their defense. I think Florida's pretty good on defense, questions about their offense. I think now there's questions about Tennessee's offense. So this may be the game where Tennessee and Josh Heupel win a 24-17 or a 27-20, that kind of a ball game because of the questions you have on your offense. So I'll say Tennessee's improvement on defense will be the reason.
That would be a huge change from what his history says in terms of scoring.
Change.
Yeah. You guys agree with that? Defense, would you put that as one of your top 3 reasons?
Yes, I mean, I would, because it's definitely better, and it can keep you in a game. I mean, that's what you may need to keep you close, and then the offense gets its footing.
Okay. Then what else have you got?
I'm looking at Florida's defense, John, and they only have 1 returning starter on that defense, and they've gotten bigger and I think slower. So can that defense match Tennessee's tempo? And I think you can attack that secondary. There's not a senior starter in that secondary. They got 2 juniors and then like 0 sophomores and 6 freshmen. That's who you have to take advantage of.
Which the only worry there is the one part of Tennessee's offense that's not working right now is the pass game. But, all right, that's 2. What have you got?
Well, if you're looking at the history of this series, as we just did with Tennessee going to Gainesville, I think a lot of times going in we've talked about, okay, can you outrush the other side? If Tennessee's running game, which we've talked about during the show today, can lead the offense and Tennessee can have more success on the ground than Florida does, then I think Tennessee can win.
And that's interesting that you go back to that, which has always been the historical marker, Tennessee and Florida.
Right. Yeah.
But you would think the way the offenses have gone, okay, now that's nothing. You know, we don't have to worry about that. But I agree. I think if you can run the ball.
What's the confidence level? And we're going to do our picks later. You're getting out of here, so let me ask you, what's your
level
confidence
after
level?
yesterday? It was kind of shot. I was pretty confident going down there. But what worries me is the inaccurate throws and the lack of receivers to be able to take a throw that's maybe here
Yeah.
and be able to catch it. So that combination of things has really got my confidence down.
I'm still wanting to see. I like Tim Banks. I think the defense looks better. I didn't think they looked nearly as fast yesterday as they did against Virginia, just on a man-to-man basis. I didn't think they looked as athletic as they did in week one. Maybe that's just because they were flat. Maybe it was a weather delay, whatever. But they haven't been tested. Virginia was one of the worst offenses in the country last year, and they lost to James Madison yesterday. You played Austin Peay, and I'll tip my cap to the quarterback over there and the coach. They did a nice job, but that's not a test for Tennessee. I don't think Florida's offense is great. I don't know that Billy Napier knows what he's doing down there yet, but it's going to be the best test you faced so far.
Right.
I think going to the Swamp and playing Florida. So we had two guys say the reason you're going to get in there and win is because of your defense. Okay, if I were going to pick one right now, it'd probably be the defense, but I'm still wanting to see more. I don't trust the defense
I do too.
yet.
Yeah.
But my pick is filling up a little back against the wall with your offense and just not clicking.
And see, here's what I like. You're going to have a great week of preparation. We hear that all the time. As a Tennessee player, your style of play has your attention. You know you've got things you've got to get better at, and you got to carry it over to. It's not like you've been blowing people out, right? You know you have to get better and you have to play better.
Josh?
So against Utah, and it was on the road, different environment versus being at home in the Swamp for a night game. But Florida made a bunch of mistakes, penalties, didn't take care of the ball at times. You showed in the stat, Josh Heupel historically has just been good at taking care of the football and winning the turnover battle. I'm not meaning to turn this into just, whoever has the plus side of the turnover battle.
Right.
But in this case, if Tennessee can force some mistakes by Florida and the Gators revert to the issues they've shown so far in the Billy Napier era, that can turn into a big advantage for Tennessee.
We've got an interesting segment coming up a little later with the will they or won't they, where we ask 4 questions about the upcoming game. Fascinating stuff from previous Tennessee-Florida games that we're going to throw at our VFLs. Thanks to these guys. Bob, thanks for coming in today. I appreciate it. Good luck to your Vikings. When we come back, speaking of the VFLs, Will Overstreet, Daniel Hood, they both played in the Swamp, both lost in the Swamp. Sterling Hinton, he played so far back they didn't even go to Gainesville. He was in school when I was in school. That's how old he is. But they're going to take a look at what makes Florida so difficult. And does it just get in a player's mind at some point where we always lose down here? We'll talk about that next. Come on back on the Sports Source.